Hey y'all, today's going to be 10 most expensive tools that I sold on eBay in the last 90 days, so stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Julian, also known as the Beard with the Machine here on YouTube, and I buy stuff and flip it online and make YouTube videos about it. Today is going to be 10 tools that I've sold on eBay in the last 90 days, and then the most expensive ones that I've sold, so I think it's going to be pretty cool. Most of them are common house tools. There's only a couple in there that are kind of specialty tools, and I'm just going to shed a little light on there is still a lot of money in tools if you know which ones to pick up. And I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different brands and wrenches and all types of stuff, so stay tuned on that. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you want to, go back watch some of my other videos. I do a whole bunch of different videos, thrift with me, haul videos, with sold videos. And if you like the content, if you would, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up on the video that you're watching. Also, give me a little bit of a comment, because it really does help the channel, and I much appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first one right here is going to be one of my favorites, vintage Craftsman's. These are double box ends, so both ends of these wrenches are closed. That means the double box end wrenches. And the set here isn't actually a whole set of VV or V inverted V. It's a split set, and it still went for $99 plus shipping. And a lot of times these right here will go in the padded flat rate, so it's only like $8 to ship it, or $7.56 or whatever it is now. So that's super good. You can usually pick these up at any garage sale, estate sale for pretty cheap. A lot of people just try to get rid of these old Craftsmans. If they are rusted, you can still get the rust off them, unless they're like totally destroyed. But if they're not, a lot of times you can clean these things up that look almost brand new. And they sell fairly quickly if they're in the sets. Now, if they're just single wrenches, they do take a little bit longer to sell, but in the set, they do sell very quickly. And if you had like a full set of VVs, that would have even probably been more, about 125 bucks. So this is a vintage 13-ounce bluegrass hammer. It had bluegrass actually printed on it. I had no idea that this thing was worth a ton of money or anything like that. And I got it in a big bulk buy. I was actually going to like toss it or donate it or do something with it. And I happened to see that it was printed, it said bluegrass. Went and looked it up, went for $35 plus shipping. So definitely take a look at hammers. Hammers you can pick up almost all the time in a garage sale for like $1 or 50 cents. A lot of times people are just giving them away because there's a ton of hammers in the world. And I don't know how many are actually worth money. That's the most expensive hammer that I've ever found. That's just a regular claw hammer. So definitely a cool pickup there, but I'd be looking out for those bluegrass hammers. This one here is a Tapco Brake Buddy. I thought this when I first was auctioning on this, or bidding on the auction on this, I thought it had something to do with automotive and has nothing to do with that whatsoever. This is to bend molding and stuff, and this one went for a metal trim, and this one went for $200 plus shipping, and it went super fast. The thing is about this, it had the case and 2 other attachments. If it didn't have those attachments, I sold another one for only about $150. This right here, I've never seen at a garage sale. This was an auction, and I was looking it up as I was bidding, so I kind of knew what it was, or kind of knew that it was worth money. But Tapco Brake Buddies, 200 bucks, can't go wrong with that. That's a big box. I know that doesn't look that big, but that box was about that big, so they paid shipping on that too. So they were well into about $250 in all. This one right here is going to be vintage Craftsman Tools Ratchet and Socket set. It was missing 3 pieces, and one was the 10mm, as I remember. And it went for $120 plus shipping. This actually went overseas, and I do global shipping network, so they paid a ton of money to ship this thing overseas. They got it. They loved it. I'm telling you, people love these old Craftsmans because the metal's a little bit different. They're super nice. They last forever. So definitely a good sale there. If you're ever at a garage sale and you see a set of, Craftsman made in the United States, and it's still in the box and it has most of the sockets and ratchets in there, definitely pick it up. You can get it for cheap because they sell super good on eBay. This right here is, I actually didn't know the age of this stuff. I knew some of the files, the metal files, were definitely old and vintage. The other stuff, the one with the wood handles, pretty sure that they were newer. That's kind of how I put vintage through modern lot. Woodworking tools, rasps, files, chisels, everything. If I wanted to split this up, there was probably more than $150 here, but I wasn't going to split each one of those up for only like $5, so I allotted it all together for $95. I had nothing into it, so I knew this was going to be pure profit, and it sold fairly quickly. Woodworking tools, old metal files with a good wood handle actually sell the best for me. And usually on a metal file, if it is a name brand, there will be a name stamped on it, or a maker's mark, and you can look those up super easy on eBay. Some are worth, 20, 30, 40 bucks just for one of those. So definitely a good thing there, but always be looking out for those metal files with the wood handle. Like the old ones, people love them. I put this one in here as a tool because I think knives are tools. And this one right here is going to be Kershaw Blade Interchangeable Trader Knife Set 6-blade, made in Japan. I picked this up at an auction for I forget how much I picked it up for, but it was not that much money. And it sold almost instantaneously, as I remember, for $105 plus shipping. Kershaw is a really good name to look out for knives. They're not super high-end, but they usually sell pretty good for me. I don't find a lot of them because they are super high-end, and a lot of the Kershaws that I find, I actually keep because they are good knives. Any type of multimeter. This one right here is a Simpson 260 Series 6. You want to comp these out because a lot of these back in the day, or the older ones, aren't really worth a whole bunch, but the new ones can be worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So if you're out at the garage sale or wherever it is that you're sourcing on auctions, you might want to type in the brand name and the model number, because all of these are going to have model numbers. Type that model in and comp it correctly on eBay, because you can get burned on them thinking that it is a multimeter or whatever it is, and you're going to pay 20 bucks for it or 10 bucks for it. It's not worth that much. Or you could pay 20 bucks for it and be worth 200. So these are kind of hit and miss. You really need to know what you're looking at for these, but it's very easy to comp these out. Look at the name brand and the model, type it in, do your comps, do your homework on these. But this one sold for $45 plus shipping. I had nothing into it when I bought it, and so not too bad there. These vintage SK tools. Now this is only 6 wrenches, and it's in the Happy Holidays, and that was actually what it came in back in the day. And this is the whole set here from 9/16 to 1/4. So this is super small wrenches. I mean, these things are this big, and this went for $62 with shipping, and it basically sold super fast. I think I posted, I want to say maybe 5 days later or 4 days later, it sold. Padded flat rate on that one. Anything over 50 bucks, I usually move it up to a padded flat rate. I think it was under the pound. It could have went first class, but something like this, I'm going to send it in a padded flat rate because it's super cheap to send that way. And SK Tools, they are really good to look out for if they are in the set. If you can get wrenches in the set for SK Tools or old ratchets, they do sell very well for me. I usually sell them very fast. This is a vintage Exacto hobby craft knife kit. I got this out of a storage locker, but this had the whole thing with it. So if this was missing a blade or missing something, you would have never got that type of price for it. It went for $29.75 with the buyer paying shipping. But if it was missing a blade or used or heavily used, it probably wouldn't have went for hardly anything. The reason why that went for so much is that was almost in brand new condition. So a super good sale there, because basically that one was going to be pure profit. But Exacto is a big brand when it comes to knives, but you want to have them in a set again rather than just one. This one right here is going to be vintage Thorson 1/2-inch drive. Now 1/2-inch drive are pretty much the bigger sockets, and these went for $45 plus shipping. These all go in a padded flat rate, saves you a ton of money for shipping. And it was a 16 socket set. It says read because a couple of them were mismatched, but again, a super good sale there. And a lot of times these Thorsons are going to be in old toolboxes that you pick up at the garage sale. You can sell the box, depends what the box is, but a lot of people don't know that brand name. They don't sell super fast on eBay. This took a while to sell, but there's some really good money into it. 45 bucks really isn't that bad for 16 sockets and I think 1 extension. So right there, that's 10 items that sold for me, 10 of the most expensive tools I sell. To be honest with you, I don't sell a ton of expensive tools. Usually it's between the $10 to $25 mark, and then it's very rare that I sell something over $100 for a wrench set, just because it's hard to find them. But you can definitely find them at the garage sales, because that's where I find them at. So hopefully this has been educational. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you can go out there, find some of these items, flip them for yourself, and make that money. I do appreciate every single one of you that watches, and I will always catch you on the next one.